right.
And hopefully we are live,
Are we
question
live?
mark.
I did not kick the cord.
Yes, you did.
I did not kick the cord, Charles.
You asked me.
My
to
feet
kick
are
the
right
cord.
here at the end of my legs. They have not moved a single bit. Right there.
Though they're not wrong to assume.
They're still there. Okay, are we live, I guess, is the big question out there. Candy 2, Ohio. Uh-oh, that jumped. I was fixing
And
right
we're back.
in the- and we're back. And we're back, people. I am terribly sorry for the interruption. We've had some technical problems here. One of the biggest technical problems is we are not on Facebook. Randy Kervin had shared the YouTube link to Facebook. So if somebody on Facebook wants to share on, oh shit, how does that work? Oh, I wonder if I could do it.
I'll take care of our end. But
Okay.
for anybody watching, and if you're connected to Facebook one way or another, if you want to, feel free to just let our Facebook family know that they can find us on YouTube. If they go to youtube.com, type in the search bar a blue dot in Texas, you will find our channel and you will find the stream playing as we go along for the rest of the
we're
night.
going to miss our Blue Dot family on the Facebook family tonight. If they don't, we don't know what's wrong. Do you know what's wrong?
No, I'm
gonna get a
looking at
hammer?
our I'm looking at our statistics here, and the program or the website that we use to broadcast to multiple websites at the same time is only streaming to YouTube and not to Periscope or Facebook, which, if I'm correct, they're owned by Facebook. So in other words, there's servers.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. So.
You don't have any bad weather or anything down there.
Are you? Nope.
It's a beautiful day.
No, it's a beautiful
Everybody
day.
was out doing stuff today.
Yeah.
It was that nice, which is a rare thing for us lately. It's been cold and wet lately, but now it was...
Well, the sun's been shining for a few days, and we
Yeah.
got out there and did some work today that had to be done,
Well, it
and
was
all that
sunny
kind of stuff.
yesterday and rainy today.
Anyway, back to overthrowing the government, spreading hate and discontent, and other serious issues of the day.
Where do you apply?
Where do you apply? Let me sign up now, baby, because we need your help. What's that, Bud Man? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's let me get we did the mail thing. I got my thing from Paulette Hallbeck. I just love this Funny Times. If you ever get a chance to subscribe to that, I don't know how much it costs for a year, but that is the funniest thing I get all month. I love that thing.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, and really quick. I may unfortunately she won't see it, but I just wanted to say again, thank you, Joy. And I never did catch your grandson's name.
Joyce
thank-
on
Or-
YouTube. I saw her on YouTube.
Oh, I thought she was on Facebook.
Well, I seen her name go by on YouTube.
Oh.
I believe.
Well, either way, thank you so very much. We haven't had a chance to play the cards yet. I think me and Rose are going to try to put in a game or two before we call it a night tonight, and we're going to have a good time. And thank you again to Dennis from way back in the day, giving us our first batch of Magic cards that we've gotten in a few years. We've actually played a few random games with that entire box, built decks out of just the cards laying in the box and just seeing what happens, and those were honestly very hilarious and fun. So
He gave that to you a year ago in San Antonio.
yes, he did. That's right.
Okay.
I
Has it
think
been
you
a
were
year?
there. Yeah, almost
Boy,
a
howdy
year, I
shit.
think. About a year.
Boy, how shit.
Yeah,
Time flies, baby.
it really does.
I remember
Thank
that
you
trip.
again, Joy. I really appreciate it. Rose appreciates it. We're gonna have fun. And by the way, we've been playing Catan at least once a week ever since we got it in, and that's been a great deal of fun. So thanks, Joy.
Trump
All right.
goes on clemency spree and falsely claims he's chief law enforcement officer. That's what the news headline says. Falsely claims. What did you say, Karen Van Wyck? She said it right there in the chat. Right there again.
Spike my microphone.
Yep. No, I'm just. Fuck Trump. Is that better?
Here it comes.
Huh? There he goes.
Give me your pen.
Uh-oh. Oh, there. Yep. We can have it. There you go. Hey, shit. That's not easy to do anymore. Anyway, yes, he went on a clemency streak. He's pardoning all the white crime. Well, you know, it makes you wonder, why didn't he pardon some guy that got busted with a couple ounces of pot and got 30 years or some bullshit like that? somebody who absolutely deserves something like that. These, the crimes that were committed by these people, Donnie's, that's in Donnie's world. These are high financial crimes, high finance crimes, and corruption. Uh, you would think and evidently there was a lot of talk wishing that he had not done that, but you know, you can't stop him. He's the chief law enforcement officer now. That's what he says. That's what
Don't
he
forget
said.
that.
That's what he.
That's what he said. Hello, Ozzy.
Well, well, hello guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're
Hi,
hanging in
I
there, buddy. One day at a time.
I'm glad to see you all healthy and America's waking up to this stupid idiot they have in the White House. You Americans are smarter
Oh yeah,
every
yeah.
day because this man educates you every day and how criminal he is.
He educates you
Um,
and motivates you every day.
yes, he does.
You know,
Yes, he does.
his ignorance, his audacity, it just fuels my hatred, my
But
my
strangely
my
enough,
determination to keep yelling this shit until he's gone. You know,
See,
Now,
John, aren't you glad
Mr.
though that
Barr,
he gives you? Aren't you
Mis-
glad he gives you material to be
every
able
day,
to rant about?
every day.
Yeah.
All these late night comedians and shit. Every one of them. They're tickled to death. Well, they're not tickled to death that he's in there, but the information flies out of his mouth every day, and
you get
it's
better
not hard.
news from them. You
Yes.
get better news from the
As a
comedians.
matter of fact, I believe that wholeheartedly. We wait up every night. Well, I watch. I'm a hangover from Jon Stewart and the Daily Show, and now with Trevor Noah, who is an excellent moderator, uh, and Stephen Colbert. Those are the two that we watch every night, and I don't like to miss Stephen Colbert's opening, his monologue, because it's speaking to America, in my view,
In
exactly
real
what we're all
terms.
thinking, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You know, but Mr. Barr, I know there's over
uh,
2,000 prosecutors want him. I mean, surely the Bar Association would have to attend to
well,
Mr. Barr, and I don't care if he's AG. He's not AG. He's PL, personal lawyer.
yeah, Donnie's
And
consigliere.
Giuliani. They both have to. Any other lawyer would be shot
Yeah.
by now.
I forgot the name of it. I didn't write it down. National Judges Association, whatever it is, Federal Judges Association, had a conference call today amongst their top members about Barr. And, nobody can force him to resign. Donnie's not going to fire him. This is all an exercise in civics, is what it is. It's letting the American people know, hey, you're right. This stinks. He's a crook. He does crooked shit, and he's going to pardon crooked people. And him personally involving himself in cases, criminal cases, is just beyond the pale. It's outright writing again in your face, and he doesn't give a shit. These pardons today are laying the groundwork for Roger Stone. See, he pardoned a Democratic governor today. Ah, you can't call me,
Yeah.
uh, partisan yeah, you know,
well,
He
John,
wasn't Democrat. He was right Democrat, right wing Democrat.
he
You
was
know,
he was a
he
corporate Democrat, and he got
yeah.
caught trying to sell Obama's seat in Congress,
Hmm.
uh, and they had him on tape. It's shit's golden. He said, he's not going to turn it loose unless he gets paid for it. So the
He's Johnny's kind of man.
yeah, and when you look at Milken, uh, man, this guy just he was the Wolf of Wall Street. He was the guy that just he didn't give a shit how many people foreclosed on their houses. He was raking in the dough, baby, and it was that greed that came out of the '80s that Reagan gave us. Greed is
Yes.
good. That whole trickle down economics, get what you can and screw everybody else kind of attitude. Uh,
Hey, John.
yes.
Who was that white-haired guy? He had something to do with he deceived investors or whatever, and that he's in prison.
Bernie
Y-
Madoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm wondering if Trump would ever consider pardoning him. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I'm. I think if is he still alive? I thought he died.
Oh yeah, and as far
He's
as
still
I know,
alive.
he's still alive.
Yeah, if he got
But he's
out, I
in
don't think
prison.
he'd be alive long. There's a whole long list of people that would come after his ass. He screwed a whole lot of people over.
Oh, yeah.
But again, it's white criminal crime that these people don't think anything of. And the old saying that a man with a briefcase can steal a whole lot more money than a man with a gun. A man with a gun's only going to get so much money. What's in the bank? What's in the store? What's in the liquor store? That's what you're going to get. You know, you got a briefcase, baby, and some connections. Sky's the limit. Millions, millions, and millions of dollars.
Money makes money.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it takes money to make money. That's the old thing.
Yeah, but if you make millions of dollars and you're in prison now, when they catch you, what good is it?
Well,
If
you
you've
get
got
out.
mates like Donnie as
You'll
a
get out.
president, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, until he gets out, then I wonder if they'll pursue him or if he'll
That's the
get
third
out.
time. Bill Jones said it too. They said the volume is low.
Everything's up the way it is.
Everything good? Okay.
Your answer, Johnny.
I hear you fine.
Am I coming,
Everything coming in
I can
good?
hear everyone nicely.
am I
Okay.
coming in clear?
Okay. I
Coming
just-
in
Yeah.
5x5.
There you go. Well, we're good then. We're good. I was just worried.
Okay.
Concerned about the rest of the family.
I was always told I had a big mouth, so I should be coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling
Budman's
you.
a bit quiet. What's happening, Budman?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm just kind of listening to the conversation there. It's
You
going pretty
normally have a
good.
bit. You normally have a bit more input, Budman.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'll say what I've already or
yeah. There you go.
say what I've been thinking about. There's no sense in repeating it.
Yeah.
You know, there's not one part of this government. If you think about it, step back and look at the whole big picture. There's not one part of it that's not corrupt.
Not right now. His whole cabinet, in
He's
my opinion,
infiltrated
is
everything.
corrupt. You know, this whole
Yep.
thing, his Department of Justice, our State Department, our Energy
EPA.
Department, the EPA, the Department of Transportation, Department of
Yep.
Treasury. Look at the gang.
Yeah.
They're con men. They're crooks. They're filling their pockets and waiting to get thrown out the door. Rick Perry, I haven't
know
even
that-
seen his ass. Nobody has seen Rick Perry since he left. He is hiding his ass off. Ain't that some
Correct.
pitiful shit? You know, these
Exactly.
people, they're going to make a lot of money, and they're going to go out the door, and then they're going to laugh their ass all the way to retirement. You know,
There's
what's that, Bubba?
nobody will do anything to him.
No, that's
this
the way.
way-
That's the way this
Well,
looks.
this next president better have the balls to say, "I'm going to investigate Barr, Trump, the whole lot of them." That in
The
that-
corruption. You talk about corruption. That's what this is. I haven't checked into every one of these names, but the news was reporting that most of the people on this clemency list and this pardons list today were somehow, it's like 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon, that shit. They're all
Yeah.
connected to Trump in one way or another through somebody
Mhm.
or. And then when
Through
they
the
gave
cult.
the list today of where I think it was I don't know if it was Blabovich. That's a hard one to say.
I
Or
can't
somebody else.
either.
They were given the list of the people that had written in recommendation to his release, and the names on the list were Sean Hannity, Judge Jeannie Perot. It was a Fox News lineup. Are you shitting me?
So they just went to one building and just had everybody sign,
Yeah.
like a birthday card.
Yeah, it's like a birthday card. Y'all want to sign for the pardon? Yeah, I'll sign for his pardon. Shit, yeah, screw them liberals. It's the degree that they take this in your face. We're going to do whatever we want to do, but think about it. That's what they've done since Obama was elected. In your face.
See, this
We're
is-
not going to do
this is
anything you
what-
want to do.
This is what drug addicts do. They make irrational decisions,
Well,
and they make decisions based on their high or their low. The evidence is out there now, and if you were that Trump's a cokehead. I mean, he was with Epstein in the 80s and the 90s. That was the big coke time. And as I said to the people in the blue room, if you're wealthy enough to be able to afford coke, you'll be on it for the rest of your life because cocaine is a
Oh,
wonderful drug. It's not a nice thing to say about drugs, but I've got to tell you, I've tried it, and it does make you feel invincible. It makes you feel that you are the best. You are untouchable. So what?
it
And
gives
it's
you a
very
big
expensive.
confidence boost
So this
and a
guy's
dent
hooked
in
on
your
it
wallet.
left, right, and center. And he's been scanned by doctors, watching the way he acts and the way he carries his body language and his sniffing and all that. Many doctors are saying he's on something, and past people are now coming out and saying, "Well, I witnessed him snort it in the days of The Apprentice, snorting cocaine." So if he
Yeah,
was on it during The Apprentice, he's
I
on it
get it.
now.
I get it.
If you have that much money, you should be able to afford to get that. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, he's a cokehead. He's absolutely a cokehead,
Oh, you can,
and he's the only guy that
presidents
could
snort a
get.
lot. You can hear him a lot of times when he goes to give a
He
speech.
does.
Between every, it's that kind of shit. It's irritating after a while. Knock that shit off.
Oh,
Somebody
maybe he
get him
has
a
a bad
napkin.
cold.
Yeah,
Maybe he
bad
has
cold.
a bad
Too
cold,
much
John.
Adderall up his nose.
You're just hating the fact
Yeah.
that I'm winning and you are losing.
Losers. Yeah, it's
The
his whole.
fake ass Democrats.
Uh, uh,
God, I know
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, I
Me and
know.
Mom will rant about that all day long because you can tell when it's different drugs, like, because there's the downer, which is like this, and then he can't fucking shut up and
Yes.
speaks for hours at his rallies and all that, and he's hopped up on something stronger.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, and you can also tell when they sedate him too.
and
He
like
tends to that prompter every word.
Well,
I,
that's the
Sedated?
Valium.
I
It-
wish
it-
they would
Let's
say.
it's like
let's
he
talk
took
about greed for a second, John.
greed. Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
How the Republicans, they could have just taken the win and they could have closed all these loopholes. But now that they haven't and they've opened the box even further, there's no closing the box. So let's talk about when the pendulum swings back the other direction.
Oh baby, and it will. History has shown us that. It's going to swing back this time, but it has to have a lot of help with y'all to make that pendulum come back with some force. Yes, it does. And the way that this has been situated, and who am I to you know, commiserate about this shit? But you have to worry about the power that this has given the presidency. Uh, and as long as he keeps on walking around talking about he's the top law enforcement agency and he decides everything in this country, we have a problem. The Congress needs to reassert it, and how we do this, is beyond me. I'm not a politician. I don't claim to be one. I'm not a
Go
lawmaker.
vote.
Yeah, go vote. That's the best thing you can do. But the
Well, I
most
did.
well, it's the most important because this is when we say that this is all on the line, baby. Everything is. This is every state seat, every House seat, every congressional seat, every Senate seat. We have to fight for every one of them.
There was a whole bunch of names on them ballot today,
Yeah,
and I went over every one of them.
there you go. You make an informed decision about how you want to see this country go forward. And without your voice, then we're lacking. We're always going to be lacking some because some people just won't get off their ass and go do it. And got something
You
to
know
do
what,
that day
John?
or whatever. What's that?
John, they were talking today about what he was doing and stuff with this interfering with the Justice Department and all of that.
Right.
And I think some of the Republicans were getting upset with that too. But where the hell are they? It's very silent. I don't hear them. What the hell are they doing?
They got nothing to do but hide. What's that, Bud Man?
Yeah, they're
They're
cowards.
afraid of the people for some reason.
They're
And I wish I knew what it was.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right now, not a damn one of them want to get in front of a camera because they're going to be embarrassed. They're going to be hit with questions like, he didn't learn, all that kind of shit. And his boldness with these statements about his power in this country. We do not have a dictatorship here. This is a democratic
Excuse me?
society, if we can keep it.
Yeah.
If we can keep it. And
Excuse me.
yes, sir.
You have got a dictatorship happening right now, John.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
well
agree with Oscar.
we do.
it's a little bit stealth. It's a little bit stealth, but it's a lot real.
If we
But
do
man,
not stop him in November, then if he gets another 4 years, hell yes. After a second term of this shit, laws will be changed.
There'll be no opposition.
Yeah, no, he could cut them all out. He could
Yes.
destroy any opposition by using what, the FBI or the Justice Department or the IRS. Steve Mnuchin's going to come over there and
Himself.
yes,
If he's the ultimate law, as you just
then he
pointed out,
decides who
yes.
who is going to be who's going to be free and who's going to go to jail.
And
needs
you
to
know,
be the judge.
it's not limited to that too. It's like all the other areas of government. He can just go in there. Like now, I think he's talked about the other day, but this thing, I just read it again today that he's bulldozing what Apache burial
Yeah,
grounds
burial
and
ground.
stuff, and
Yeah.
he's destroying the Oregon pipe cactus to
You-
build his
Nice.
border
You
wall.
think-
Is he
I
crazy?
seen that meme on there the other day. What do you think they do if they started running bulldozers through Arlington for a pipeline?
Oh,
Think anybody get upset
Yeah,
about that
really.
shit?
of
Uh,
course.
Yeah, anytime I go to discussing Native Americans, it's like everything else is bullshit because this was their land, and I got into about a discussion about war, and like I said, nations, countries, wage war. Uh, Men just die in battles. What are you doing over there?
Looking at plants.
Looking at plants. Got any up?
Yes.
What you got?
Watermelon and pumpkin.
Watermelon and pumpkin.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy shit. We're growing
Wrong
food
ones,
down
you
here.
grow on the wrong ones.
Huh?
You grow on the wrong plant.
Hey, did his peppers come up yet?
Yes, I think we got a couple of
Yeah,
peppers
we just
now.
got a few.
Yeah, finally.
There you go.
Finally. So,
Yeah, everything else come up. The tomatoes
See,
come
with
up.
peppers, you got to be patient with peppers. They take their time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we've
they
learned
took
here.
their sweet ass time
Yeah.
this time.
Now
But-
you know what? Now I guess you start them indoors, but what I do, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but they're called seedling heat mats, and I swear by them. They're simply a mat, and they have, I
Oh.
guess, electrical wires in them, and
Right.
it heats up and it provides bottom heat for your seedlings. I have had seeds germinate in 3 days already.
Boy,
3 days.
Wow.
Tyler
Yeah,
has
I'm not kidding you.
he has catnip seeds germinating on top of the hot water heater.
Yep.
That's where they are.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Yeah.
But I have on my end, I have there's automatic thermostats. If you go on Amazon.com and just type in seedling heat mat, you'll see what they look like.
There you go.
And I swear by them. I
Mhm.
tell you, next time you have to invest in some.
Awesome.
I'm telling
See,
you.
Have to look that
Great
up.
idea, but
Yeah.
you got to start. The idea of growing your own veggies, I believe, is to save money. Well, don't go spending money to save
Well,
money.
No, they have cheap
Jonathan,
ones.
no, Jonathan, I'm not putting your idea down. What I'm saying is, the idea of putting it on top of the hot water service is a lot better than buying $20 heat pads.
But you gotta
because you're
watch
$20
though.
in front already.
Well,
You
I
gotta
think we're
watch
kind of
though.
in a half and half situation. I mean, if we get to grow any of these things and save money, that's a plus. But
Yeah.
this
Well,
kind of
yeah.
started off like we were just like, you want
I
to try to
want my- I
grow
want-
some
yeah.
stuff?
It was like
It
when
was
we
like-
had chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
I
was
like my eggs fresh, and when I say fresh, go
Oh,
fetch them
chickens
out of
are
the
easy
nest.
to grow.
Oh
You
yeah.
stick one chicken in the ground.
Just can't plant them too deep. You got to leave a little bit
That's
up
right.
there so they'll grow
See, the
just.
thing is,
We all need to
What-
do a 1 month in service at Velda's house, and she can teach us.
There you
all
go. There you
Right.
go. She's after
well,
that
see, the
stuff.
thing is, when I bought mine, now the first time I bought, and it was only like $12 for the mat. But the thing is, you got to make sure because not every seedling germinates at the same temperature. The
Right.
requirements.
Yeah.
So,
and you're in
now I
much
grow-
different zone than I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's colder longer, so you have to store them early indoors. But it speeds up your germination time. Now, once they're up above the ground, yeah, you can disconnect your mat.
Yeah.
And I put mine in a seed flat with the dome plastic clear lid.
Oh, there
And
you go.
I swear by them. When I start mine again, if I can send a picture, I'll put it on Discord.
put it
and
on the
show you.
Yeah,
Discord.
please do. Any kind of
Yeah.
growing tips is greatly welcomed here because everybody's kind of on this kick at the moment of Just trying to. Me
Well-
and Rose are right now growing more flowers and aesthetic stuff
Yeah.
than food, but
There's a discussion going
Yeah.
on now because Travis wants to put a garden in the ground. And I'm of the age now where, screw it, put it in a bucket. It'll grow in a bucket.
well, I
We
don't
got
want to
lots
do
of buckets.
everything in the ground. You know what I mean?
Well-
but I'm pretty sure I can't do.
Watermelon.
I'll
You can't
give
do
you-
watermelon
I'll give
and
you-
pumpkin. You got to do that out
Exactly.
on the ground.
I'll give you a secret. I'll tell you something that you probably don't know. Back in high school, and we're talking, I graduated in '74. Don't tell everybody. But
Yes, yeah.
I started. I took a course in it called horticulture. So, and I got A plus plus. I'll have you know when I give my report on growing
And
chrysanthemums.
Part of germination is my thing. I love it.
It
But
was
yeah.
Epstein's thing as well.
My horticulture teacher told me, he said, he wrote in my paper, he says, A plus plus, John, I'm very pleased.
Oh, there you go.
Badass.
Yeah, so
You know what? And this is true because I do have a yearbook for this year. The year before this was 19, I guess it's 67 or 8. I think it's 67. Anyway, you know, how your class, I'm telling stories, my kid's sitting right here in front of me. You're getting these school, you know, the football team. You have the football team. You got the drama club. You got the whatever else club. You know, the chess club. You know, all
Extracurricular activity.
That's it. Thank you very much, Lone Wolf. Well, if you open up my yearbook, there is a picture of a group called Campus Beautification Club.
You're one of those assholes.
You didn't really get to pick this club. They kind of gave you this club.
Made you go pick up trash.
Yeah, go out there and pick up the trash, you idiots.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some other.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
thing. Okay,
so,
that's,
you know,
that's hilarious.
my two brothers and I, we clashed a bit. My two brothers were just playing out hippies. Hippies. Got the beads, got the paisley shirts, and
Yeah, man.
Pet rock.
yeah. I was that guy that looked like Fonzie. White T-shirt, black jacket, combed the hair back, cigarette hanging out. Yeah, real idiot. That's what it was. And I was
Hey,
like
you
that
remember-
until I learned better.
you
So,
remember the Pop Rocks when they came out?
oh Lord, yeah.
Pop Rocks candy. Holy shit.
And
I
we,
put a
Right,
mouthful of
Johnny
those
Boy.
things in my mouth and it'd be pop, 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 pop.
boy, Hetty. No, I never. I don't think I ever had them, but I know what I've seen them advertised.
Oh, I can give you some.
No, that's all right.
No, we
I
caught.
don't trust the shit you gave
We
me.
caught. Yeah.
Nonsense bamboozle.
No,
Here,
not
Dad,
that.
eat this jelly beans.
No, the last convention we went to, two people were portraying Walter White and Jesse Pinkman and started throwing blue pop rocks out to the crowd like crystal meth. And we caught a lot of that. They were throwing that in
that's right.
$100
That's
bills.
right. Yeah, where are those hundreds?
They're somewhere downstairs. We got them in a.
You need to. I might need some of them.
No, you
He
don't.
came
they
walking
still-
in the room, tossing these $100 bills around like, look at this, and I'm looking at them, and baby, they're real. They are just as real as looking as until you get up close to and read them, and
Yep.
but it looks so real,
So convincing. Yeah.
and it's
Hey, do they
it's
still-
movie prop money. You
Do
know.
they still make Pop Rocks? Do they still sell them?
Oh yeah.
Shit, I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Yeah, sure do.
I gotta get me some, even though I'm diabetic. I
See,
have to have
where
some.
else are you going to get such fine entertainment that we can go from politics into horticulture and right into
Yeah.
candy? Boy, howdy
There
shit.
you
Like I said,
This is a
Okay, you-
wide spectrum of information you're getting out here.
Let's have a humor break. You ready for a humor break?
Like, what do you got?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Why wasn't Jesus born in Australia?
Well, now, I don't know. Why?
Don't know, man.
Because he couldn't find 3 wise men or a virgin.
Oh, it is all gone. No wise men, no virgin down here.
What sort of music? What sort of music do kangaroos listen to?
All right.
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
There you go.
Oh,
That's pretty good,
oh,
Johnny.
That's right.
That's pretty
Do I
damn
get a-
good. You're on top of it, yeah. You get
I
a
want a
bell.
prize.
Get a bag of pop rocks.
And then
Why-
right
why
into
do-
comedy. I'm telling you, the entertainment you get on this show is just spectacular. Where
Why
else
do
are you going to find it?
kangaroos hate rainy days?
I don't know. Why?
Because the kids have to play inside.
Kids have to, with their muddy feet, they jump in there. And next thing you know, you got to clean the carpet.
You get it, Sean? You get it?
Ain't
Yeah,
that
they got a
so-
pouch. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, that's a short humor break.
There you
That
go.
was good, Oscar.
Well, you want to
Dave.
piss off everybody? Bloomberg's going to be on the debate stage tomorrow night. He
Yeah, that's
done
gonna be
got
fun.
himself into the
Yeah,
debate.
he's buying the election, that guy.
He's trying
He's
to.
to stop and
He's
search.
pouring a lot
it's
of money, and it's
I
not
think it's
making.
only on a debate so that people can actually hear what he has to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if they like him or not.
Yeah.
At least he's going to be.
Well, I've had this
out there in
discussion
front-
with a lot of people. If it ends up being Bloomberg, guess what? I'm voting for him.
Yeah, whoever
He's
it
gonna
is.
say what you want. He's going to say what you want to hear,
Yeah.
though. They all say what you want to hear.
Well, they
Sure
all
they are.
do.
Sure they are. Every politician, that's their job.
Well, I don't
Is to
know.
sell it to
He
you.
just said the
I
other
don't know
day
if Bernie
that
does that because Bernie's just stuck with the same thing since, I don't know,
70s.
God told him to flip the switch when he said, let there be light.
Let there be Bernie.
Bernie flipped the switch.
No, but like he does. They don't always say what you want to hear because he was going out saying that medical marijuana is,
Oh,
it's
Bloomberg?
all a fucking,
Yeah,
there's not enough
he thought it
study
was a
on
bunch of
it.
bullshit.
It's like bullshit.
But
dude.
now he just put out see, he gets the message. He just put out a change in his program. If he's elected, he's going to decriminalize possession and use of marijuana. That's what his new. That's what. Well, of course he's going to
yeah, I don't
swing,
believe
baby.
Yeah.
He wants an election.
Yeah.
That's
I
what.
really don't believe it.
Trump was going to kill the national debt.
Yeah, the national debt. That.
Trump was going to kill that. That was his promise, too.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
don't
and
forget
by
the
his
wall.
second term now.
The wall was supposed to be paid
the
by
wall.
Mexico,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Yeah.
and Mexico is paying for the wall by way of reparation money, or I
And
mean
Trump-
redemption money.
Redemption.
Songs. It's all I
And
got.
Trump loves the LGBT community.
Oh yes,
also.
he does. Oh yeah, he does.
Well, he said that
Believe
when
all
his
that.
election speech.
Yeah.
He loves everyone.
He says he loves
Then,
the blacks
then once he
too.
got in, then it was like screw the transgender people and screw every. I
Yeah.
just read today about he.
I'll
did
tell you what,
something
that pissed me off when he put out his little tweet about there no longer be transgenders in the military.
Yeah.
Too late, asshole. They've been in there forever. There's
That's
been
right.
gays in there forever. It's society. It reflects society. I say that all the time. Whatever organization it is, whether it's the police department, our government, or our military, it reflects the population.
And it does not affect the morale of the army
No.
or the whatever. I
No.
am so sick of hearing that shit. They're doing just fine now.
No,
so
if
what
you got
the
my
hell?
back, I don't care if you're swinging a prick.
Well,
Exactly.
look at Buttigieg.
Have my back. That's all I care.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
that's one
And
of
the
those
way-
fights that are going to go on forever. That's what they're going to try to use against Buttigieg. Look
Yeah.
at there,
well,
he's
they're
gay.
doing that now.
You know
Yeah.
what? I mean, not that I want discrimination, obviously, but when I say just let them, because I'd like to think one of these days people are going to see them for what they are, which is the most evil of evil people. If they're going to really use Pete Buttigieg's,
They will.
being gay is the reason why they shouldn't. Yes,
Yeah,
please
Limp
keep
Dick already
reminding
did it. Rush
people
Limp Dick
why
already
the
did it.
Republican Party is nothing more than a joke.
Is
and
America
full of
ready to watch
disgusting individuals.
watch him kiss his husband on
Yeah.
the stage?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care. It's
Well,
not going
I
to bother
am,
me.
hell.
I clap for
I
that
mean,
shit. Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes, go for it, buddy. I mean, yeah.
Good for you.
What love?
yeah.
Love is love is love is love is love.
I mean,
How many
love is
times
love,
that
and
has to be
it's
said?
like- Right, and it's
The
like,
heart is going
why
to do
put
whatever the
down-
heart wants, and to deny it is to deny your own being.
And to think about
You
it,
know.
because again, they must be pretty happy together, right? It would be like just seeing
Oh, yeah.
Obama and Michelle. You could tell they loved each other. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell they were a close couple. And anytime we see Trump and Melania, it's like, nope. You can tell they're not happy. You can tell
Yeah,
they're not
she-
happy.
Don't
Melania's
fucking touch me,
putting up
you
with-
creep.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
Melania's putting up with the orange-haired dickwad.
Yeah.
Melania.
She's putting up with it
Melanoma.
because of the money.
Yeah.
Is
He's
that
got-
what that-
That's how she started. She took the job for money, and now she's
Yep.
first lady.
Yeah.
And that's shit is something she ain't really crazy about.
I don't cut her no slack at all. First lady
Mm.
ever in our history. You can go on the internet and have your kid jack off to her butt or some shit.
Feed
You know,
her hoo-ha.
yeah, in her hoo-ha.
Yeah, but that was when she was younger. She doesn't look so young
Nah,
now.
but she's a good match for Mr. Pussy Grabber because she doesn't
Oh,
care
yeah.
if he goes out and does it to somebody
I
else.
wonder
It's a
if he-
break for
he
her.
probably
Don't
prac-
bother
well,
me.
he
Go.
probably practiced on her.
Yeah, I doubt it. She probably ended up slapping him after a while because don't think she ain't got the power right now.
Yeah. They
Divorce
sleep in
right
separate
now?
bedrooms.
Oh, that would devastate his political environment right now.
She can't divorce him. He
I
can't be
keep
taken
saying
to
she ought
court.
to leave and write a book. I don't give a shit how much he's paying you. You write a book, baby. You're going to make more money than he does. You can buy his ass. So, yeah,
It'll be a
I highly
prenuptial
recommend she leave his ass and go write a book.
Speaking of writing a book, fuck John Bolton.
I was just going to say that. Speaking
Yeah,
of books,
I would-
don't buy
Yeah.
that piece of shit book.
No.
It's in past tense now. Has nothing to do with the situation anymore. The situation changed. It's too freaking late, John Bolton. He
Yeah.
was on the stage yesterday giving speeches at a college, and when the question was asked to him, what about this Ukraine shit? Well, why don't you just buy the book? Yeah, you'll enjoy
Yeah,
chapter
fuck you.
14.
think
Kiss
so.
my ass, John Bolton. You talk about that's what these people are. The whole Republican Party are nothing but a bunch of greedy, money grubbing whores. That's what they are. They don't give a shit about the integrity. They don't give a shit about the truth, justice, the American way, or anything. If they're going to get a fucking dime for it, fuck you. He wants the dime. And that's what
That's it.
John Bolton is. A piece of shit that just wants to make money. No justice,
Yes, he
no
tried to use
integrity.
He tried to use impeachment to make money
Yes,
for himself.
That's
He
exactly
teased
what he
us.
did. It's too late, John. We all know he's not guilty if he got away with it. It says it right there on the front of the newspaper I got. That's the Republican
And
line.
now he's
Called a cover
now
up.
he is the law. Now
is a
he is the
cover-up.
law.
This whole presidency has been one continuous cover up of everything. I'm sitting right
You
here.
know what?
I got the Mueller report right here. 10 counts of obstruction of justice. Any other president, if it would have been a Democrat, would have been thrown out of office. Hell yes, the Senate would have convicted his ass, but not this one.
Would we have convicted him if we owned the Senate?
We
I'm
would.
sure we would.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
we
I think
own
it'd
the
be too
House
late.
and the Senate,
We need the House.
and the,
We need to retain the House, take control of the Senate, and
Senate
take the
and
White House for anything in
White
this
House.
country to turn in the direction that we want it to. We have put up with
Absolutely.
Republicans shoving thing up our ass. They're going to cut any regulation they want. They're going to pass any tax regulation they want. They're going to let the biggest crook in history off with a slap on the wrist. Oh, he'll learn.
We
He'll
need to have the whole Republican Party investigated once an honest president's in the White House.
Yeah.
This cannot be just, oh, well, it's pastry now, they're gone. No, bullshit. Because someone else could come along and do the same shit, and then the next guy say it's just history, but they go away
Yeah.
wealthy.
Yeah.
They've got to be made examples. You don't do this shit, and if you do this shit, this is what's going to happen to you. 10 years in jail, 6 years in jail, 4 years in jail, and you'll be exposed.
Yeah.
And they've got to do it. They've got to make the Republican Party pay.
If
Well, you
there's
know,
justice.
I've been hearing,
Go ahead.
I've been hearing that I think Nancy Pelosi and some of the others that they want to investigate Trump and other stuff now. What good is that going to do now, though?
Well,
They can't impeach him again. That would be suicide for the Democrats
Right.
because it would look like they're just hounding him.
Yeah, we're done with the impeachment shit. We are now focused on 2020. But the reason, and I emphasize this all the time, why would the Democrats continue with their investigation? And here's the rude, complete, true answer. Because it's their fucking duty. It's their
Yes.
duty of oversight. You can't turn your back. So he's going to get away with it. It doesn't stop us from attempting to enforce justice, to obey the laws, to
do our job.
to do our job, baby. And we see what is going on. You know, with Vindman, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, he gets escorted out by guards in a show. You know, he this whole damn thing with Roger Stone is a show. He's going to pardon him. There's no question here. Dude, do you think he's going to? Yes, he's going to pardon him. He's not going to spend any time in jail. Donnie is the king. Donnie is the decider. He's going to, take control of all of this shit. And if we don't stop him this November, then yeah, things are going to get mighty ugly, baby. I'll probably have to go underground. He'll have a
Can you spell Russia?
yeah, comrade. Yeah, I just keep thinking of The Handmaid's Tale. If they got, if the religious right, if the evangelicals got hold of him and took control of all this shit, that's exactly where we'd be. They scream about no Sharia law, but they want to introduce Christian law all over your ass, which in my book is the same damn thing. It's somebody imposing their religious rights on you. That's what this whole religious freedom bullshit is. That the right came up with was to defend their religious freedoms. No, it's just you want to be an asshole and be discriminatory and decide and judge other people, and that's not America, baby. Get with the times.
It just makes me wonder, don't they have anything else better to do? I mean, run the government, for God's sake.
No. Some of them are that. This is their destiny in life is to control other people's lives, morally speaking. And you can't pass laws on morality. You just can't. Kids got to kick out. What was it? It was a anti-marijuana campaign in 1936, I think it was. And he said, "Dad, look at this shit," and it was it's that kind of propaganda that demonized a certain class of people, and it just
want a bit of fun.
Madness, yeah.
Hey, next time you come across a Trumpard, and he's got any MAGA hat on or a MAGA T-shirt or anything, and you get into debate or an argument with them. Ask them to take their hat off and have a look inside and ask them where is it made.
Where is made?
Yeah.
I'll tell you where it was made. China. And
China.
And they're all
Vietnam.
on back order right now. Oh well, yeah, that's right. They moved a lot of it to Vietnam.
Yes.
And
now you shut them up straight away on the Trump "Make America Great" thing because he's spending American money in China and not in America.
Well, with that coronavirus now, that's kind of, they're saying now it's going to affect the economy all over the world.
Yes,
so I want to hear how Trump crows about that now, his economy. Oh, They were saying today that he said today that it was better than Obama. He got it going. And they showed the record on CNN. They said they were just about the same, but Trump did not make as much as manufacturing jobs as Obama did.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was the argument. Yeah, they're going back and forth right now. Yeah, because Donnie's trying to claim all the glory for all this shit. You look at any graph. It was Obama's policies that put this engine in motion.
Correct.
And Karen Van
Even
Wyck,
in Australia, we noticed that.
Karen Van Wyck just donated $1 through Super Chat and said, like Tanya Tucker said, it's a little too late to do the right thing now. So saith Karen Van Wyck. It's a little too late to do the right thing now. That's what all the Republican congressmen and senators are out there saying.
Well, the right thing is to tell Donald Trump to fuck off, or the right thing was to impeach him or convict him.
Yeah.
But but this Bill Barr thing about telling Trump to leave me alone, what he's actually saying.
Oh, that was a bunch of bullshit. That was a play put on for everybody.
Correct.
Yeah, out in TV land and Fox News and all that kind of bullshit. That's all that was.
Yeah.
A dog and pony show. Barr coming out with his little statement. Anybody believes that shit, I got a bridge to sell you, baby.
WWF script is what it was.
It was. It's a bunch of bullshit.
They have got someone very professional. He's probably got television producers working for him in the background saying, this is how you got to lay it out.
Yeah.
And this is the game, the show we're seeing. If you want to sell the audience, here's how you got to play it. And he's playing the people's emotions.
That's all he is.
This won't work.
He thinks he's still dealing with a reality TV star world.
Yes.
He wants to coordinate and everything,
His ratings, my poll numbers are the best.
Yeah.
His ratings
That's
are
what
the
he
best.
talks about, his ratings. And, his ratings are great in the Republican Party. Unfortunately, the Republican Party is dwindling. It's getting smaller.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what the rest of the country thinks of him. That's what I'd be interested in knowing.
What are you talking about? It's obvious what they think of him. The women are marching. People are leaving. I mean, if you open your eyes, and actually there is less and less defense of Trump in the public sphere than there was 3 years ago.
You can take a look at who's left around him. Who are the people around Trump? Are they the cream of the crop? Are they the best people that Donnie used to? I know the best people. Really?
They're
We have
swamp
we have a
rats.
press secretary, Stephanie, whatever her name is. I don't know her name because whoever sees her, nobody. They don't do press briefings anymore. They don't do a lot of shit anymore. It's none of your business what they're doing. Oh, but I understand
It's
Stephen
secret
Miller
government.
found a wife. Holy shit. What kind of clan wedding was that, I wonder? Well, I know the wedding song was White Marriage.
White wedding.
White Wedding. I don't know. Who's that by?
White
Billy
women,
Idol.
wasn't it?
Billy Idol?
Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. White Wedding. I don't think it took on the same meaning.
But you know, John, I think today I think it was on CNN, they said I think it was like 68% or so of the American people cannot stand Trump or they're for something a new president and stuff. Well, hell, they better get out and start voting
Every
come
one of 'em.
November.
They
I'm
will.
telling you, every
You know,
one
I have,
of them.
I feel
Even
more and
Trump-
more confident, even with the headlines of Europe braces for another 4 years of Trump. Screw that shit. Take a look around, baby. There's not very many people in this country that like Trump, but don't underestimate his followers because they will come
They're
out and vote.
violent.
They will come out. We
But they're
have to
violent.
make everybody on our side get off the ass and get down there. You
I
know.
got a little
I,
story for
Even
you.
Trump is interfering with Walt Disney now. He's got Walt Disney wanting to bring out a new Snow White, and his new Snow White character is called Snow White Supremacist.
I hate to quote Ted Cruz because I dislike everything about him, but he
Right.
did make one comment on Twitter
What do you say?
saying that Democrats will crawl over broken glass this coming
true,
election.
baby. That's what
I
I'm
hope so.
counting on. The hatred of this man, the realization of what we have in our house, it has got to motivate as anybody that has any desire to see our republic continue, and wants an inclusive America where we're all for one team and all that. Bring this country back together. That's what we need to see. But we're not going to see that with Trump, and I guarantee you, whoever it is that wins the nomination and say they go on and we get a new president, that's not going to end this shit, baby. The right is going to be pissed off because Donnie's going to be out there preaching the whole time and going to Breitbart and also starting all sorts of bullshit stories, trying to keep the division going. You know, president is elected every 4 years. We've seen this time just how fast 4 years can go and how much damage can be done in those 4 years. This isn't over. This is going to have to, whoever is elected this time has not only a big job in repairing the damage he has done to our country itself, but to a hard challenge to bring this country back together, back to the point to where we did not despise a Republican just because they're a Republican. Now it's almost that way. You dislike people that would still support this man. How can you still
It's like
support this
Northern
man?
Ireland. It's like when the Northern Ireland was fighting with the British. And yet the people are living together. But every conversation turned to violence. And that's what it's like when you talk to a Republican. I can't debate a Republican on YouTube without him getting insultive or being rude or abusive.
Right?
Because they
Yeah.
can't
And I don't
defend
do
their,
that shit.
they can't defend their argument. That's why. Come over there and
So-
kick your ass. Well, not hard to find.
It is sad because really I used to love getting in debates.
Come
I
again.
used to love
Yes.
getting
Yes.
in debates, like
Yes.
Same
productive
story.
debates.
Yes.
Now fuck that shit because there
that's
is no
the biggest
such thing
reason
as
I
debates.
get along with AJ, because me and him disagree on a lot of things, but me and him love to debate each other. And when me and AJ
Yeah.
get to talking, we can go an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, just
That's
debating.
where good ideas come from.
Oh, it's
That's
where
good
knowledge
ideas
comes
come
from.
John.
You learn
Yes.
things.
But you debate a Republican and he calls you a snowflake. He
Yeah,
says,
you know.
you're an idiot. You're
Yeah.
a moron. And
Well, maybe-
CNN is a this and that. And I wasn't talking about fucking CNN.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No.
Well, maybe
No.
Maybe it's because you have a little more intelligence about certain topics that they don't
No,
have.
Yeah.
John's right. Because they've got no defense, they
Well,
can only
it's
attack.
it's the same regurgitated like 5 talking points they've been repeating for 3
They
years.
get it off Fox News
Yep.
and they're ready to spit it out.
But
Yeah, they
her
hate those
emails.
Her emails. Yeah, and he still had. I swear I got a piece of hay in my beard.
What?
Well, when I fed Jenny.
Oh,
We'll harvest it.
Well, I'm trying to find it. I keep feeling it.
Grow
and
a
then I look
patch
and
in
it's
your
not
beard.
there.
Hey, maybe it's gonna flavor your drink there.
Yeah,
You need a comb.
I need a
Give
comb.
it to Jenny.
Oh,
Put
maybe.
it up to Jenny. She'll eat the hay out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
There you go.
I got her some ginger snaps, and I am so happy about that because we had run out of ginger snaps. We had run out of peppermint candies, so we went to. Well, let's try. Maybe she'll like these Danish cookies. We have a tin of Danish cookies.
Oh,
She
those are awesome.
spits them right out. No,
Yeah.
she don't like Danish.
we
ones.
like them.
Yeah, we like them. Somebody sent us a can of them, and they're sitting out there. We're eating them up. So those didn't work. Looking the other one, think, oh no, chocolate. She don't like chocolate.
I wouldn't give her
Yeah.
chocolate anyway. to
You
be
know what she
honest.
liked?
Hmm.
Them sugar cookies that Mom bought y'all
Oh,
with
the
the little
HEB
hearts.
sugar
Yeah,
cookies.
little heart
The ones that have been
cookies.
around forever.
forever. Yep, the ones you've been eating ever since.
I
you
bet
was,
you if you made
Yep.
the old-fashioned rock buns, she'd eat them.
rock buns.
The old-fashioned rock. Yeah, it's a very
Rock
simple.
buns.
Just,
That's
I
what
think
ladies say about my butt all the time. No, they don't.
Yeah, I bet Marcia knows about rock buns. It's an old thing. They used to. I think it came from in the war where there wasn't many
Oh,
ingredients
yes.
available.
There's
They
a
used-
lot of great food that comes from people that
Yes,
don't have.
mate. There is a lot of great recipes from there.
Yeah.
But it just only had 4 basic ingredients, but they were sweetish
Yeah.
and they were flavors. And they were shit to make. I think something like that what Jenny would like.
I keep trying to talk Marcia into, baby, your mama used to get up every morning and cook your daddy a big old thing of biscuits, make gravy, sausage, and all that stuff.
The smell in the morning of that stuff
Yeah.
would be great, wouldn't
God,
it?
you're making me hungry now.
She told me to go marry
I
her
wish
mother.
I could eat that. I
You
wish
know,
I
you
could eat
will.
that stuff.
Your
wish I
weather's
could
going to
eat-
be improving.
What's
Your
that?
weather is getting close to Your weather is close to getting better. You're getting into coming up to what now?
Yeah,
Spring,
we're
Right.
getting it ready for spring, right?
right? You can
You're
start
getting
doing
ready for
some
winter.
outdoor shots.
Huh?
Oh, we're getting ready for autumn, aren't we?
Yeah,
Fall.
yeah,
We're
y'all
all
getting ready for autumn.
But guys, you could do an outdoor show, and when it gets better.
Well,
Hey.
funny you should say that because we was thinking about dragging everything down to the shop.
No, we're not. You're
Travis
talking
doesn't
about
want
dragging
to.
everything down to the shop. I'm going. There's got to be
I've
another
gotten
way.
a couple requests from John. We missed the shop. Kind of missed the shop, and
Well, can you
Yeah.
go Bluetooth on the camera and mic?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, we got to pick up the camera, the computer,
no, you don't.
The
You can just.
keyboard.
No, you don't.
go to
You
the
didn't
Yeti,
say- in the
No,
room,
you
John.
don't.
change the settings to go to the Yeti mic.
Oh my God, kill me.
See, that's what he.
Travis,
Yeah.
you know what you're doing, right? Yep. Okay. It's not that hard, John. It's probably an extra hour's work for Travis to set it up,
Yeah,
but you can
Yeah.
do an outdoor broadcast, and you can walk around your property. You can talk to Jenny. You
Go
can
fish.
put a table outside under a tree.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We have the equipment to do it. We don't need to take our entire studio apart up here that we
No.
use weekly or bi-daily and just completely screw it up. So
It's either
I
cables or Bluetooth.
don't
I
get me wrong.
actually like where you are right
Yeah.
now. I like where you
I like it too, but don't get me wrong. I get why people
I like it
want
because
the
it's air
shop.
conditioned and heated.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong,
you
I
go.
know people like the shop. I like the shop.
I
I'm not
do.
saying let's
I
not
do.
do the shop. It's more like, Dad, please don't take all
No.
this down there. Take this down there. It gives you the same
no,
thing.
I need to just need to get
We
another
need to
camera
get-
and I don't know. We'll do-
Yes, we need
anyway.
a second setup. We
Yeah, I need a second
setup
setup
for these
because
guys.
I felt more comfortable with my rants down in the shop because, like a lot of people, that is my
environment.
well,
Yeah.
it's more than that. That's my
Man cave.
that's
living
whatever. Yeah,
life.
whatever. Yeah, that's my space. That's my shop. That's my freaking anvil. I beat the shit out of it. That kind of stuff, and it seems to
my
come
secret
easier.
So what do we
workshop.
need, Travis? We need a mic, a camera, and a CPU. Is that it?
Yeah, but
and
I mean,
monitor.
I got a lot of that here that we could use. And not only that, I mean, if you were to do a live show from down there, I mean, we wouldn't have all this,
He's
but
afraid I'm going to disconnect the computer. So yeah, I'm going to
No,
need. I need
you
to get another
recorded.
You might hit
Just
that
laptop.
do
mic
I
again,
don't. Yeah,
John.
I
no.
just need to get another
Record a rant.
laptop because that's
Just
all you
record
need.
your rants.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
record my rant.
yeah.
Anyway,
Remember that,
mem-
John? Do you remember when you hit that mic?
yeah.
I
Mhm.
asked,
Mhm.
and we saw you, but we didn't hear you.
Oh yes, yes. I turned the mic off. Yes, I remember that. Yep, right in the middle of the show, hit the mic, and next thing you know, I keep on rattling on, and there was no sound. Mega Wet Willie donated $10 through Super Chat and said, "One snowflake won't do much, but a bunch of them together make a force to be reckoned with for the GOP."
Big snowball.
Exactly so
Blizzard.
saith Mega Wet Willie. That's the idea here, baby. This snowflake and every libtard out there. And if you're not a libtard yet, just keep working. You'll graduate from snowflake to libtard, and they'll give you your official leotards and all that stuff, and you'll get into the secret room and all that shit. But
Go on.
baby,
I've
I'm
been
telling
a
you,
libtard for years.
it's what they,
Yeah, my-
bunch of
Yeah.
scaredy cat libtards. Really, no shit. I'd like to see half of them come up and talk to me like that kind of shit. Not these people down my street don't. They know me. I'm
You
not a
set
nice
the
guy.
ball already, didn't you? There.
I'm not a nice guy when you piss me off. I have a tendency to be a reactive person. It's
Dennis, are you getting a lot of medical expenses with your medical treatments?
Yeah, actually, since my insurance changed to a employer-funded insurance, it's not a typical carrier now, so it's even
Oh.
tougher.
Oh,
Oh.
son of
Like
a
the
is
big
it-
corporations are switching to this to where there's no carrier,
This is
so
an
they have like an
introduction.
independent broker that like negotiates prices.
healthcare is,
Yeah.
is the one of the biggest issues in this
And
country.
my deductible jumped from 500 last year to 2,500 this year.
And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
You
think,
know where that all came from, don't you? This employee healthcare from World War II. After
Yeah.
the war, they said, well, they can't give the workers any more money, but we'll give them some healthcare, and it's just stuck in there
Yeah.
ever since.
yeah, you pay part, and the company would pay a little bit, and you know, you
So,
get
Dennis,
insurance.
your costs have gone up.
Oh yeah,
Since Trump's been in, your costs have gone up.
correct.
Okay, so it is a
5
living
times
fat
over.
shit.
This is
Shit.
called
So-
winning. You're just not
Yeah,
accepting
you're not
the winning.
seeing the big picture yet.
The winning will cleanse your health, your soul.
Who
We're
was
winning.
Yep, that'll make you better.
Yeah,
And I guess, Dennis, you don't have. I guess you can't get on Medicaid or something. See, with my situation, I only make a certain amount a month, and I'm eligible for Medicaid because I've got diabetes too, but it's not that bad. I have type 2. I don't know what type you have.
Yeah. One's genetic. I can't remember the difference. One's genetic and one's like controlled with medicine. I have the controlled
Yeah.
with medicine one.
Well, I have to control my. It's metformin I use.
Yeah, same thing. We're in the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Teresa.
So
did
you have
that.
type
Yeah.
2.
And walk a mile every day. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, usually 2.
Yeah.
Actually,
Exercise.
I'm headed
I,
about to
I
head it
do.
that
I
way.
do 1 mile, and I do a little bit of jogging, maybe 100 yards or so.
You
But-
jog?
Yeah, I'm trying to build it up
Yeah.
Boy,
with
howdy.
my walker as I'm going down the street. I started picking up my pace, and I eventually got faster and faster. But then one day I just broke out in a jog, and I jogged up a
There you
hill. And I
go.
couldn't believe I did it.
Boy, how to
Hey,
show
Lone Wolf.
outstanding.
Do you, Lone Wolf? Do you wear a "fuck Trump" sign on you when you're doing your?
No,
Sure,
but
he's
I
big
do
enough.
carry my sidearm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just want to let you know I'm going to be missing Thursdays for a few weeks. I signed up for the my city's Citizens Police Academy.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Outstanding,
Holy shit.
Dennis. Outstanding. Going to be a citizen cop, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. They take you through all the trainings, how they do stuff.
Right.
Part of it is you get concealed handgun training
Right.
at no cost if you want it. I'm still on the fence about it. I mean, I'll still do it.
Yeah.
It's just I always wanted to be a cop since I was younger, but my health kept me out of it.
Right.
But you get to do ride-alongs after you finish, so I thought that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. That'd be a
They
great
You would
way.
be
had a
someone
bang
I'd
the
trust
head.
as a cop, I'm telling you. So,
Yeah, I believe you'd
like,
have more of a
moral high ground
calming
than
effect
most.
on people.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't shoot him. Yeah,
Tase him.
yeah. Tase him.
He just
Which is-
jaywalked. Talk to the guy.
Yeah, talk to him. Jesus, come on. Uh, no, I'm telling you, that's great, Dennis, because it's part of community involvement. And if you think only right wing nut jobs are that way, no, baby. My dad was a police officer. Uh, Being law enforcement, they're not all racist assholes just looking to give you a pile of shit. There are a
I
lot
didn't
of great
think
cops out there.
I didn't think they had that sort of a system. I know around here now we have what's called a crime watch, but it's just like basically neighbors that have permission to nose around, their neighborhood and stuff to see if anything's going on. And
Right.
that really didn't do any good for me because years ago I had 3 robberies in my apartment here, and not one person saw what was going on. Amazing.
No, they're looking in the window of the blonde, taking their
That's
clothes off
probably
across
what
the
they
road.
were.
That's what they're doing. They're looking
Yeah.
at windows of the
Well,
single
see,
women.
I worked
Yeah.
third shift. And I wasn't here so I had to get an alarm system put in here. Otherwise, they'd be robbing me out of my home here.
Do you find any prejudice, Johnny?
Me?
Uh,
Oh,
as
Johnny.
far
No,
as
not
being
you,
gay.
John Fly.
Oh,
You
as far
find
as
in your
being
neighborhood?
gay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's not as bad as it was back in the '80s. They used to actually. Well, I had one time I was walking the railroad tracks and I had this one guy come back and I knew him. I knew the one guy, and well, I knew both of them, but I had to be sure because they ended up beating me up on the tracks, so it was really bad back in the '80s. I had him arrested, and I had the one guy had to pay me. Uh,
Right.
the other,
But what
but
about
yeah, it
now? What
it
about now
doesn't.
when you walk out the neighborhood in the
Oh,
neighborhood? Do
I'm
you find
no problems right now. No, I mean it's not like I'm out there flaming it or anything. I'm not, but it's like
no?
if
But
I'm not ashamed. No, I haven't had any problems.
it's a natural
Once in
projection.
Right. Well,
It's
once in a great while, I'll hear it's very rare, but they'll say faggot, queer, which
okay.
really pisses But other than that, no, they don't bother me.
Could you get a wedding cake made?
That might be a problem because right down the road from me, no word of a lie, there is a bakery, and I don't know. I think they sold it now, but the people. There was a lesbian couple that came into the bakery and they refused, and it made a big thing in the papers and everything about it.
Yeah,
I
it
wonder
was
if that's
big.
the
It was
same one
big.
that we heard a long time ago, unless that
Yeah,
was
I think it
somewhere
might be
else.
It might
Travis.
be. That might
It,
have
it,
been on TV too.
it was world news,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was
and it
here. It was right down
went
the
to
road from
court.
me here.
Good night,
It
Ugly
Actually,
went to
Wired.
court.
if I cross down the road and I walk down the street, it's like right around down from the fire company here. There it is. It's right on the corner. Yeah, they would not sell them a cake. Can you imagine?
No, no.
But Schuylkill Haven's a small town, so yeah. But back in the '80s, it was worse. I mean, I used to walk downtown, and the whole crew of young guys would be sitting on the thing. There's the faggot, queer, and this. Oh, it was horrible.
That's
They,
horrible.
That's pitiful, and that's the way
yeah,
people they'll
And
they'll.
that's the way it will go back to if Trump gets on
That's
4 years.
exactly right. The more
yeah.
people are emboldened by his bullshit, which not only can be racist, it's against transgenders, it's against gays, it's against anybody that doesn't think just like them.
But
And
if I may say this, one bright thing is there was one guy, I'll never forget it. I was walking down, and of course, I got the usual guys were yelling at me and stuff.
right,
And then at the gas station, well, this guy was there, and he said right out loud to them, he says, "Leave the guy alone." He says, "If he wants to go with the man, that's his business." Yeah, he actually stuck up for me. I was like in shock.
Yeah,
boy,
those
howdy
people are
shit.
few and far between.
There,
And
there
that's
are people
why,
that won't do that.
yeah, well, this is the reason why all the more I want to see Trump out there because now he's trying to bring back the old days of homophobia and hatred. And I
Yeah.
don't
Right,
want to see
Exactly.
that go through that again.
right.
He's
Right.
relaxing the laws. Well, so now it's offensive, and you could be charged if you walk down the street, see a gay couple, and abuse him. You could be charged.
But
Yeah.
It's
in
illegal.
Penn,
But he will stop relax that law, and you can abuse a gay guy,
Yeah,
beat up a black person, and probably
sure.
get away with it.
Well,
Well,
the punishment won't be near as severe.
but
No.
On,
you know, in Pennsylvania, you can still be fired or kicked out of your apartment for being gay.
that's sad.
It's fucked
That
up.
that
Yeah,
is
it
it
is.
is. It's fucked up. You know,
Yep.
You don't hear about that.
that's the fight that I talk about. That's going to be generational. You know, it's not going to end in our generation. Let's hope it
Now
ends up in future.
we have
Yeah.
a Democratic governor, but we have a majority of Republicans in the state
In
legislature.
this,
That's
yeah,
the problem. We need to
that
get
there
rid of
you go.
them.
That's how come it's very important. You know, I'm going to go out and vote for Eric Olguin for my new House representative here in the state of Texas in the state house.
He's a
it's
huge
important.
ally of the GLBT
Yes.
community, by the way.
Yeah,
So
And
huge
thanks,
ally of
thanks,
the
Aussie.
LGBTQ community.
Well, thanks, Aussie, for asking about that because like I said, I'm glad that I'm on this group, and if anything, I hope that I can be of help in
Look,
helping other people
Why you
understand the
go and say that right
let
when
me
we was
tell you,
talking
John
about throwing
Fly.
your ass out? Damn.
No,
I guess
John
we'll keep you
Fly.
longer.
I wish we had a
Time.
black
I know
person in the
I
room
mean-
now, because I'd ask the black person the same question: how are they feeling now as compared to the '80s,
right.
and how they
Bernadette.
feel about
Well,
the future?
You know,
Ask Bernadette.
Well,
Yeah.
she's not
the
here.
black vote
That's all I'm
is a
asking.
major uh, voting block. You know, if you do not have the black vote, you're in trouble.
Yep.
You know, in the
I
Democratic
wish
Party.
we had. Well, Dennis, he's gone. He's Hispanic, isn't he? Dennis is Hispanic.
Yeah.
yeah, he just took
yeah.
off for his walk for the evening. So
I'd love to know how he finds how he's being treated now, as compared to 5 years ago,
Well,
or 4 years ago.
I wonder. I mean,
Well, here
here in South Texas, it's
Yeah.
pretty
yeah,
colorful down here.
it's very
Like-
we have a heavy Hispanic population down here. There's no
Yeah.
place here in South Texas that you're going to go that president doesn't
The
know.
Hispanics were here before it was
Yes,
Texas.
yeah.
And you
they
got to
were here
keep in
first.
mind when we say we're from, we're in a small town outside of Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
You know, and
Okay.
all the small
We're
towns.
a town.
Okay, we're a speck on the map. You know, we're a grain of
We're
dust.
10 miles from the small town.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's where all the Republicans and conservatives are. I mean, everybody knows that, but you go into the cities and it's much better, but
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, again, most of your hatred and shit like that is going to come from your rural areas. Not to
people who
say
are
that
not
it's-
civilized,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Well,
rather,
people
they
don't-
don't understand what it's like to be in, the
They
real
don't deal with
world.
it every day.
They're in their isolated
That's
states out here where they're not exposed to different types of living and different types of people, and
You
they
go
get
to
scared
school.
of them. And that's as simple
Is
as
there
that.
some
It's-
homophobes on our street? You bet
You
your
bet
ass.
your ass there
you
is.
bet your ass.
And that,
There's
I
These
racists on my
guys
street. There's
Go to
homophobes on my.
school.
Huh?
Yeah.
These guys go to school.
Oh,
you
they-
learn that stuff, that how to be.
That
you
kind of
learn-
stuff they learned from their parents at a young age,
From their parents and their other friends.
and their
Yeah.
and their peers, the people that they choose to run with. That's where they learn it. That's where it's
How would you-
reinforced.
How would you like to have a job where you're working in a job? And granted, I worked in the textile industry, and it was a lot of macho men there.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, how would you like to work there? And then you had a guy, every time I come into work, and I go to my locker to get my stuff out, I hear faggot, queer, faggot.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm not a fighting person. I'm not big enough to, I'm not just to fight.
Right.
But I
That's
said
it.
to him, I said, you keep doing this shit. You say it one more time, I'm going to talk to the boss about it. And he did. And my boss stood up for me. And he said,
There you go.
John could have you arrested for sexual harassment. But then, when he quit, he got back at me. He flattened all my tires on my car.
Yes.
This is the shit
Yeah,
that I
no,
had to
that's-
go through back then.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking bullshit, man.
I'm
It
sorry
pisses
for
me
you,
off
Johnny.
because
I
we
apologize.
got friends in our circle that are a part of that community and have suffered similar shit today. And it pisses me off because, as a straight man, I want it to be known I'm an ally of the LGBTQ community. And I would love to fly the flag. But the reason why I don't is I know what's going to happen, and I don't want to bring any kind of drama to our street to where I'm
Right.
getting vandalized or risk the health of us or all that other shit because of these fuckers down our street. They're all fucking
Or they'll be
homophobes, and it
calling-
pisses me
or
off
they'll be-
because it's like every day I wake up and I know that other than in this house on our little property, our own little oasis, so to speak, I am surrounded by the worst of the fucking worst people. And then I have to be reminded there's a whole other world out there of people who are not closed-minded, bigoted fuckheads like the ones we have here. But it's not just on this street. I mean, that's why we're all here. We know somebody. One's been in our family, ones that are friends, co-workers, doesn't fucking matter. You know, we all have an experience one way or another dealing with really shitty people. And it seems like nowadays those really shitty people have one thing in common, and that is they are on the conservative Republican side of the aisle.
You know,
So-
DBA. DBA.
That's why my heart fell
Well
when
said,
the
Trevor.
Live your
Well
life.
said.
Yeah, you're very good. You know, like I said, when the time comes where all of society is accepting, like me and John will probably be in our graves by then. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a shame.
Oh, yeah.
And it
It is.
and it scares me, Johnny Flack, because I'm afraid I'll be in my grave. You know, like that's what scares me. Like we are making so much progress, but right now
Yeah.
it seems like, you know, it was the other day we were watching, what was it, Inside Edition. It was just on the background TV, and apparently this kid was getting harassed at school because he was from Mexico, and I think his parents or he's still trying to get a better grasp on the English language and all that other stuff, and the parents were making a complaint about it, took it up at a PTA meeting or whatever the hell it
Oh,
was,
yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
that one guy comes out, well, why don't you just fucking
Go
move back to Mexico again? It's like, are you shitting me? This
Yeah.
is okay. Like, this has literally been on the rise
That-
since he
that
got
is-
in,
that-
and this has been on, you know,
Yeah.
it's
That
like,
is what
the
he has
fuck?
brought to this country. He has opened that door for assholes to come out of the closet, come out of the cockroach holes and all that shit, and be bolder. We see YouTube videos all the time of some old lady jumping somebody because they spoke Spanish, or anything. A little girl selling water on the sidewalk. That's called the law. It's bullshit like that. It has been emboldened by the president. You know, the mood of the country is set by the president.
Yep.
You know.
Well, like I said, when Obama was in, we were doing so good, right?
Yeah.
And when Trump got elected, you don't know how
Well,
my heart sank because I knew, here we go again.
again, we were doing well, we assumed, but we had this underpinning of Tea Party leftover birther bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Racism was definitely on the rise. the moment he got
evangelicals
in.
screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and we end up with this sack of shit that we have, this orange turd
Yeah.
that somebody put in a bag and laid on our table. It stinks up the house.
Yep.
And it is not only that, it is crept into our government, in our State
Well,
Department, our Department of Justice. Everything
Yeah.
has
Don't
been
stress,
corrupted by
John.
this.
Don't stress.
I think
By
I'm very.
January, sorry, John, I fly. By January, I gotta say this while it's in my head.
Okay.
January next year, the family will be on the live show, and we'll be looking forward to the inauguration of the new
The new
Democratic
president.
president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
That's
what
what
we'll
I-
be talking about.
That's what we're going to be doing.
And
And it's coming soon.
I wanna
Forward to
thank-
that.
And
I
boy,
wanna
howdy
thank
shit,
you
are
for
we
what
going to
you
be
said,
live?
Travis.
Oh hell yes, we're going to be. Even if it were to go the other way, it's going to be live, because if it went the other way,
I'm
holy
kind of scared
shit.
of being live. I'm going to be such an anxiety mess that
But,
entire
hey,
time.
guys, the
Well-
danger thing is that between November and January, Trump
Right.
can do a lot of
Yeah.
fucking damage.
That's what we have to
lot
worry
of
about.
damage.
Is that
But
time
Travis-
between the election and January 20th?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say thank you for what you said. I appreciate that so much.
You know what's sad
All
though,
right, John.
Johnny Fly, is I feel like you shouldn't have to thank me. This should just be human nature, is to accept one another.
Correct.
You know, like
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, don't get me
yeah.
wrong. I'm not trying to turn down your thanks. It's more like I'm just sad that you feel like you have to thank me, and that we live in a society where people aren't brought up to just be, you know, the only thing you're gonna do to me to really make me dislike you is if you're an asshole to other
Yeah.
people.
DBA.
And
Don't be an asshole.
don't be an
Just
asshole.
Don't
Don't-
be an
Right.
asshole.
And-
And you go through life pretty good.
And I remember getting a message from somebody, an old friend of mine, wondering where I went. Why don't I talk to him anymore? And, you know, hope we're good and all that other shit. And I don't write back because, you know, friendship died the moment. I mean, I knew he voted Trump, and he was really starting to lean that way, and I tried to ignore it for a while. Like everybody, we all tried to get along at one point or another. And the moment the Parkland shooting thing happened, I remember he posted a meme, and it was showing. Oh man, forgive me, I forgot her name. Uh, the young woman,
Big,
the young girl. Huh?
Oh,
we'll
Greta
remember
Thunberg.
her.
No, not Greta. No, this was before Greta. This
Oh,
is
I'm
the
sorry.
Parkland shooting.
Oh, yes.
Man, I am so
But I
sorry.
can't think of her name.
Yeah. Anyway, she was making her powerful speech after that horrible, horrible shooting, and it was very empowering and very inspiring to see these young people kind of start to take action. And he posted a meme that was like, go back to snorting condoms and all that other shit. And at that point, I'm like, you have no fucking heart.
That's a voting block. I believe
And
that
it's
is going
like,
to be motivated.
and that's when I just said that's enough. The moment you really start showing your colors of being an asshole toward other people, let alone, these were kids in a school that just went through the most horrific thing they'll probably ever face in their entire life. And you can't even look past your guns to see what's going on in this country. It's like, oh, I'm a gun nut, therefore these kids are my enemy. And it's like, no, fuck you. You are a piece of shit, and I wish to have nothing else
That's
to
what
do
has
with
to be
you
repaired in our
until you
country.
change your fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a little rant there, but my point being is, I want people to treat.
Trump has
Yeah.
divided people. Like,
Yes.
see, this wouldn't have happened with other president. You and your friend might still be friends if it wasn't for Trump.
Yeah, but at the same
So this-
time, if it could have been that easy to unlock that kind of bigotry, I'm glad we're not friends anymore. Because if it was that easy for him to be such an individual, they were not a good person to begin with.
But when
Because
you
good
realize
people.
it's created division. It's
Yeah.
When
created
you
that
realize he's toxic, then you decide yourself you got to get away from that toxicity.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
walk away.
Exactly.
Get
And
away
that's
from
how
You're
I handle
toxic.
things, really, is I
I'm out.
Yeah, I
That's-
don't want to
both
talk. I
my
don't want to
kids.
fight because also, like mentioning earlier, debates can't have a debate anymore, especially when it comes to human rights. There shouldn't be a debate on human rights.
No, there should not.
There should not be a debate on human right to
equal
live.
rights, basic human rights
Yeah,
is what we're talking about.
and there's no room for debate there.
No, there's not.
and-
It says we the people, and if we don't make it we the people, then what the fuck does our Constitution stand for?
Yeah,
If we don't include everybody, then the
Right,
paper
at
means
the
nothing.
At the end of the national anthem, it says, "The land of the free and the home of the brave." It's for,
It's a question.
Yeah.
but like this day and age, it's a lot easier for me than what it was. Oh my God!
Well,
You
then
have
we're
no
we're
idea what it
making
was like back
progress,
in the
but the,
80s.
but the battle, like
Yeah.
I said, it's generational. Unfortunately,
This
it's
is
going to
going
be
backwards.
generational before we hit that
Right.
utopia that we all really dream of. That we're in a world where everything is.
Did you see
Yeah.
that 12-year-old, no, the 11-year-old school kid, the photograph, going into school class with the full MAGA gear on and preaching to his schoolmates?
Yeah.
His teacher had to
There
have
you
him
go.
kicked out.
That's one little
Preaching to
cockroach teaching
his
another little
mates.
cockroach.
Yeah.
Because
He's
now
spreading his
wearing that
word.
now you're asking for confrontation, and we have a lot to heal.
And
Sheila White made a comment in the Discord, and it says, "I can say as a 69-year-old black woman in the D.C. area, I live in Maryland. I do sometimes feel a difference in some areas now since Trump became president than I have in the past." There you go.
and that's
Thanks for answering
That-
my
that's-
question.
that's
you
fucked
know,
up.
It is different since he came here. And that's
Yeah.
the biggest reason we have to get his ass out, because we cannot let this country slide down this little racist, this greed path, this sell, burn down the house for insurance money kind of,
We can't
organization that
sacrifice
GOP
people
has
like
become.
Sheila.
Yep.
We
Yes.
can't sacrifice Sheila
No.
and John F. like people like
No.
that for one man.
No.
And that's what the Republican Party is asking them to do.
And really quick, I just want to chime in because I noticed the chat was referencing it, and I just saw a comment from Karen Van Wyck. That was Emma Gonzalez.
Emma
Who-
Gonzalez.
Emma
That's
Gonzalez.
right. Emma.
Cannot believe I forgot her name
Yes.
because I remember feeling so inspired by what
Yes.
she and her other.
Her passion when she
yeah.
spoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
was.
oh, I see it right there in the comments.
Yeah.
Emma Gonzalez. Thank
So
you, Karen
thank you
Van
for
Wyck.
that.
You know what? What really upsets me is that my brother has been gotten into backing Trump up, and he watches Fox News all the time. He has been so inundated with propaganda that here I am, his own brother. And the one time we had a disagreement, and he goes, "Oh, I can't stand because those gay people." How did he put it? He says, "Those gay people." He said, "What they do is disgusting." I said, "It's no different than what straight people do."
No.
Uh,
You
Excuse
know?
me, Johnny. Excuse me, John and John. I'll jump out and do something, and I would love to see maybe Bernadette jump in or someone like that
Well,
in my
actually,
hole.
we're fixing to call it an evening.
Yeah, because we're actually over
Okay.
Yeah,
half
we're-
an hour
I'll hang
into
in.
overtime
Oh,
here,
well,
actually.
Yeah.
I'll stay with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll go down with the Titanic.
Yeah, we're as a matter of fact, we
Okay.
better sign off now because my wife is out there at
They were watching
the town hall.
Is
Yeah.
it that long?
think-
How
That
long
was
have we been
my
on?
fault.
I know time
Travis.
flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Our current stream is an hour and 22 minutes, but the one before that was about 20 to 30-ish minutes.
Did
So,
it last that long?
yeah, and then there was all the time in between.
No,
so,
it's 15 minutes 37.
There
Oh,
you go.
okay, well,
15
there you
minutes
go.
on the other one.
yeah.
When I tried to reload your page, you're going to keep coming up with the old bit. Yeah, it was 15 minutes and 37, I think it was.
Well, to all
It's
those
okay,
people.
it's a long show, but we've covered a lot of topics. I
Yeah.
think
Yes,
it's been
we
a
did.
great
Hey, we've gone from politics to horticulture to candy, and right back into
And Ozzy Dave
equal
did a
rights
few
for everybody.
jokes.
Yeah, and we even had comedy
Yeah.
in here. You can't get better entertainment. I'm telling you, y'all tune in
Well, I hope I didn't hold the guys
Thursday.
up too
We'll be
much.
back here with some more shit.
No, not at all, Johnny Fly. That was a good conversation.
No. We really do try to make this, and I've said it before. I do my rants. That's my opinion, my political view, my pissed offest de jour of the day. The Blue Dot family meetings, I have always said I wanted to talk about whatever the hell came up. This is not my show. This is really y'all's show. I'm just the guy that flips the camera on over here, and everybody can say, okay, we're
And
going.
don't touch nothing.
And don't touch anything.
Please.
Keep my feet under
Curse
my
of the mouse.
chair, all that kind of shit. And but it's this family that makes this happen. In the conversation, and I'll tell you right now, baby, I've seen a lot of it tonight in the conversations going back and forth in the chat. I just love that shit. I see y'all talking to each other, and that just warms my heart. That's the biggest gift I get out of this shit, is seeing people talking to each other. Because that's what it's all about, baby. We all have to work together to save this shit. We have to motivate each other. We have to stay on the line. We might have disagreements on who the captain's going to be, who's the guy that's going to win, who's going to be our leader. But when we figure that out, we need to come together and march together as one, because that's the way we win this shit. Anything less than that, if we start backing off or throwing our vote away or just not voting or whatever.
Right.
And if that doesn't motivate you to vote, then think of it this way. You want another 4 years where we're paying for Trump's golf trips? Think about that for a little bit there.
Yeah.
All of his hotel
Yeah.
visits. And
Yeah, he went down to Mar-a-Lago just the other day, and then he
Yeah.
flew back for the next
what-
night to Steve Miller's at the Trump Hotel
Yeah.
in D.C. Of course, where else is he going to have his wedding and
Yeah.
reception and shit? Yeah, it was a white wedding. It was a white wedding. What can you say? I'm surprised that guy find anything. There's somebody for everybody. I'd hate to hear her. Now.
I swore I thought he was gay, but there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Boy, that would be something, wouldn't it?
I thought he
Yeah.
was.
If he was, he'd have to stay in the closet
Come to
because
think of
with
it,
the crowd
assholes-
he runs with, they wouldn't have accept that.
My gaydar is pretty good too.
All right, is it? Is it tuned up pretty good?
Yeah.
Walk down the street. And I see you over there. I see
Yeah, I
you.
thought he was.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, how do you identify him, John O'Fly? How do you identify?
Well, some of them, it might be their mannerisms. It's just a feeling. It's hard to understand. I could just, if I'm around them long enough, sometimes I've been wrong a few times, but not many.
It's gaydar.
I don't know. You just know. It's
He's got
yeah,
gaydar.
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 There you go.
Comes up on his screen. Beep.
beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
That's it.
Well, I mean, it's no different than just knowing when you look at like a douchebag, for example. It's like I have this odd feeling
and
that you're
in
just
that
the
moment,
biggest
you have a-
fucking
you have-
douche.
I look at Trump and I just have that same feeling also, that he's a douche.
Yeah.
Well, he's an asshole.
Well, he's kind of a loud asshole, though. He's
pompous
like a
asshole.
very loud.
From the days when
Yeah.
I saw him on was that New York guy show, Howard Stern. and in other places in the news. He has always been a slime bag who just screams about how great he is. He's been that way all his freaking life. He has demanded attention. He screamed to the world that he is the best of all the best. And if you don't like that or anything else, take me to court and I'll tie you up in court forever. That's who he is.
Really quick,
There he is.
not to add to the show too much more, but Izzy wrote an interesting comment. And it's one that we've been having in this household actually a little bit, and it's I truly want to have heart to vote blue no matter who, but this will be so hard if the DNC screws Bernie again, especially if Bloomberg gains from the screwing. What a hard pill to swallow.
We have had that discussion in this house.
Yeah.
Bloomberg is on the debate stage tomorrow. That thing by itself is pissing off a lot of people because they feel like he's buying his way into this. He did show up on two of the polls, I guess, that gave him the the credibility to get on. Yeah, the ability to get on the stage.
Get on them.
He's not fooling anybody. Bloomberg was a Republican forever.
Yep.
He switched to the Democratic Party. I don't know how long ago. Hello, my dog.
Emma's
swear to
even
God,
telling you.
My dog is
Emma's
coming to
even
get me.
telling
Come
ya.
open the door, Dad. Where are you? We got
I
a
swear
smart
to
aleck.
God, Bloomberg is the Republicans' life raft.
It pains me to if it's Bloomberg, I vote Bloomberg, because even between scumbags, Donnie is he's the bottom of the barrel.
I
He is the
hate,
bottom of
and
the-
don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that's how we
I
have
don't
to
like
feel,
being-
but
I want to be inspired by somebody.
Mhm.
I want somebody that is pushing that progressive view, and up your face, up your ass. I don't care how it is. This is the way.
People's politician.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, but on
That's
that
it.
same
One cares
token,
about the people,
whether
not
it
his
is
pocket.
if it's a progressive we get, or a centrist, or whatever, then that's what we do. We band together and we do it again next 4 years. And it 4 years it flies by, baby.
because we do not want to give them more time
No.
to have the Trump
No.
dynasty get.
This has to
Concreted
happen in
in.
2020, and it
Cemented
has to carry over into the midterms in 2022.
So it's like, don't get us wrong,
So-
we don't like it, but we also hate Trump more. So
Yes.
for
Yes.
good reason, by the
We
way.
all
They
know-
like to say we hated him from the beginning,
I
and it's
have.
like, you know what?
I have, because he was a dick.
Yeah.
He's a
I
dick,
did.
and he does dick things.
Yeah.
He was hated. I don't know how he got him. He's hated all over America as a spoilt brat.
Yeah.
And his losses and the bankruptcies were worldwide news, that he lost casino and he lost this, he lost that.
He's got a
Dad would be
history of
turning
it.
in his grave.
And guess what's
You know?
next? Us. If you don't, they were talking today. I think it was the Commerce Secretary, whatever, Wilbur Ross. I don't know. They were discussing the deficit and the debt now, and how
Oh,
Donnie
thank
had
God.
projected it was going to go down. Well, it didn't go down. The deficit is growing, and it looks in the future it's going to do nothing but skyrocket, and which is what happens every freaking time a damn Republican comes in, because they preach the whole time about how physically conservative they are and how they're going to fix the country and balance the budget and all that shit. And then they come in and give big tax cuts to the rich and make it trickle down economic shit.
Bail out the banks.
That's
and
it.
everything
Bail out the
else.
banks. Do whatever it got to do to keep the rich people happy and keep the poor slobs working. That's us.
And on that note, we'll end it with this. Gary
Okay.
Spring wrote, I would like to see a Bernie versus Trump debate. And I will say, I would
I could see it.
love
I would
to
love
see a Bernie. Because, I mean, not discrediting a lot of the other top
You're a
candidates.
Bernie bot. We all know you're a Bernie bot.
no,
You were
what-
Yang Gang, then Yang jumped up, and then now you're a
Yeah, I
Bernie
was
bot.
for Yang, but no, I'm still listening to everybody else
Yeah,
because, voting time, whatever. But my point being is this. With Bernie's record, he's been so far to the left ever since the beginning. You can see proof of that from, the 70s or whatever. So it would be a very entertaining debate to see someone who is so far to the left and then someone so far to the right. You know what I mean? Because if there's a centralist, there might ideally be common ground, but I mean with this guy, there's no way.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But
I'd like to see
Bernie's got
Bloomberg
to
and
stomp a
Trump.
hole in his ass.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'd like
believe
to
he
see
would.
Bloomberg and Trump.
No.
because then Bloomberg would have to be real.
If it,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
He's got,
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, Bloomberg's gonna, he thinks he got into this debate. If he thinks for a second that the questions are going to be softball to him, I don't think so. He's a
No,
I
target.
hope not.
He's a target you want to play on the world stage. You want to play in this political game. They're going to hit him with everything that, especially stop and frisk, his fact that he was a Republican for so many years. They're going to, I believe the moderators will probably point those little things out. And
It depends who they are, John.
yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to be tuned in to watch it.
Bloomberg.
What's that? What's that, Budman?
Budman.
So I think Bloomberg got in this just to screw with Trump.
I can see that.
Yeah.
In a way,
Well,
or rather, he could even get in and say, "Oh, look, if he can do it, I sure as fuck can do it."
That's
I think Bloomberg.
that's
I think Bloomberg wants what Trump's got.
to be master.
Yeah.
To be master of the universe. Yep, that's it's a different game up there for these kind of people.
It's a shit situation. Let's just put it.
We
that
are
way.
we are in dire straits. So it never has it been more important to go out and support the person that you think is right for the country. No matter what everybody else says, and listen to other people if they're cordial about it and discussing the issue. Don't take none of this "you're an asshole" bullshit. Just keep that in mind that as we go through this process, it's going to come down to one. And regardless of who that one is, we have to be together on
The one we
this.
got to vote for.
That's right.
Even if you got to hold your nose.
Yeah, even if you got to hold your nose and walk in backwards saying, "I'm sorry," then that's what you do.
And that's
Sometimes
why-
you've got to do the tough shit in life.
And that's why I'm thankful I voted. My first vote ever was for Barack Obama.
It was.
It was a nice,
it was.
hell yeah, I'm doing this. You know,
That's
so-
right, baby. Anyway,
Let's
I
get a
guess,
donkey. Let's get a donkey in the White House.
You can rat him in.
yeah, I'm telling you, things have to change because we cannot put up with 4 more years of this shit.
All right,
Just
let's
gotta be a
jump
donkey.
ship.
Yep, let's jump ship.
Okay.
All right. Well, again, I want to apologize to our Facebook family. We don't know what happened with Restream that we weren't able to broadcast over to Facebook or on Periscope. Y'all were in our thoughts the whole time, though. Diana.
So is Trump.
Wow. Diana Mallory just donated $20 through Super Chat and said, "Blue no matter who. So saith Diana Mallory." And that's the law. That's the law. So saith the lawmakers, whatever. It's got to be blue no matter who. There's
Not
too much
purple
on the
either.
line. Everything that we believed in and everything that our forefathers have fought for this country is on the line with this vote. So, not any pressure or anything, just saying. If you don't get your ass out and vote, you're going to kill all of us. So get your ass out there and vote. Anyway, thank my whole panel. I want to thank Aussie Dave always for coming in, giving us that international perspective. Budman, thank you very much for coming by. John I Fly all the time, buddy, anytime. And Lone Wolf,
Yes, sir.
the mystery.
I went and voted today.
and he went and voted today. And I don't think you want to argue with
Thank
his
you,
vote.
John.
He's a big boy now.
That's right. Anyway, y'all take it easy. It's hump day tomorrow. Yeah, let me pat the Lone Wolf camel there.
Hump the camel.
Hump the camel, baby. Tomorrow's hump day, so we'll get through that. Come back again for Thursday. We'll be here for another family meeting. I enjoy this so much. I love this Blue Dot family with all my heart. Y'all take care. Y'all say goodnight now.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
There you
Oh,
go.
and
Y'all come
thank you,
back now here.
Yeah.
and thank you again, Joy and Jacob, for sending me and Rose some magic cards to play with. Y'all are
And
awesome
thank
as
you,
always.
Paulette Hallbeck, for my funny times.
Yes,
I'll be reading that. There's some great articles that y'all need to
There
check
really
that
are.
thing out. Yes. Anyway, y'all take care, and we'll see y'all later. Bye now.